Picture this. You ask a simple question, and instead of a straightforward answer, the blame flips back to you. Suddenly, you're the one being called insecure, jealous, or controlling. You start questioning yourself instead of noticing the warning signs right in front of you. This isn't paranoia, it's manipulation, and it's more common than most men realize. Many men have experienced this kind of gaslighting, hearing words that sound innocent, caring, or even loving. But the truth is, these phrases can hide deception. When a woman cheats, she rarely confesses. Instead, she uses carefully chosen words to cover her actions, silence your instincts, and protect her secrets. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 9 lies every cheating woman tells. Understanding these lies isn't about mistrusting women in general. It's about protecting your mind, your dignity, and your emotional well-being. If you trust your instincts, take the first step toward reclaiming your power. Hit the subscribe button and comment, "Trust my gut," below. By the end of this video, you won't question yourself. You'll question her actions. Let's dive in, because hesitation in these moments can cost you more than you realize. When she says, "I just need space," or "I need to focus on myself," it can sound harmless or even reasonable. On the surface, it seems like a desire for personal growth or independence. But in many cases, this phrase is a red flag rather than a sign of self-improvement. True growth in a relationship is transparent. A woman who values her partner doesn't suddenly pull away or hide her journey. She includes you, shares her progress, and invites connection. But when space is used as a shield, it creates distance, secrecy, and room for someone else to step in. Pay attention to patterns, not just words. Does she suddenly guard her time and schedule? Does she pull away from shared routines or activities? Does she become vague about where she's going or who she's spending time with? These small withdrawals might seem subtle at first, but over time, they build a barrier between you, eroding intimacy. Space isn't inherently bad, but in this context, it's rarely about peace. It's about secrecy. A partner who truly values the relationship will balance personal time with shared life. If her distance grows while her presence in your life diminishes, it's a warning sign. Someone else may be receiving the attention you once had. Remember, relationships thrive on transparency and inclusion. When distance replaces connection, it's not personal growth. It's a signal to pay closer attention to her actions. "He's just a friend" is one of the most common lines a man hears when suspicion arises, but don't be fooled. On the surface, it sounds like reassurance. In reality, it can be a tactic to make you question your instincts, feel guilty for asking, and doubt your own judgment. A genuine friendship doesn't need to be defended aggressively. True friends aren't hidden, and their connection doesn't require secrecy or constant justification. When a woman suddenly becomes protective of her phone, deletes messages, or flips her screen when you approach, it's a warning sign that the friendship may not be entirely innocent. Watch for emotional patterns, shared jokes, inside stories, or experiences you weren't included in. Emotional bonds often form before physical ones, and these early signs can indicate a growing attachment outside the relationship. Here's the key. When she insists you shouldn't worry, it's not always about his innocence. It's about her guilt. The louder she defends the friendship, the more likely she is protecting a secret rather than reassuring you. You're not being insecure for noticing these shifts. Your curiosity is natural. The red flags are in the behaviors, not your concerns. Trust your instincts and don't let reassurances or excuses cloud your judgment. A healthy relationship thrives on transparency, not secrecy. When you ask a simple question about her behavior and she responds with, "Why are you being so controlling?" It's not an answer, it's a diversion. This is a classic tactic known as flipping the script. Instead of addressing your concern, the blame is shifted to you, making you feel guilty for noticing something suspicious. This strategy is emotional manipulation. Your question about where she was or who she was with suddenly becomes an attack on her freedom. You stop asking because you don't want to appear jealous or insecure, And in that hesitation, she gains more room to hide her actions. Pay attention to patterns. Does she become overly defensive over small questions? Does she accuse you of paranoia or controlling behavior even when your inquiry is reasonable? A partner with nothing to hide will respond with transparency, clarity, or even humor. Manipulation, however, punishes curiosity and silences questions. Here's the truth. Your instincts aren't an attack, they're a defense. When someone flips the narrative to make you doubt yourself, it's a warning. Don't let guilt silence your intuition. Asking questions about the relationship is healthy, not controlling, and recognizing this is the first step to protecting yourself. When she says, "You deserve better than me," it may sound humble or selfless, but don't be deceived. This isn't true humility. It's often a strategic way to preemptively shift blame and create an excuse for detachment or exit. By framing herself as the problem, she diverts responsibility from her choices and actions. This phrase frequently appears when she's already emotionally detached. Her interest has quietly faded, or she fears her secrets might be revealed. It plants guilt in your mind, making you question your worth while she maintains control of the narrative. Timing and delivery are key indicators. A rehearsed or theatrical tone, combined with a withdrawal from emotional or physical closeness, signals manipulation rather than vulnerability. True humility seeks connection and reassurance. It draws people closer. This version pushes you away. The harsh reality is that she's not lifting you up. She's softening her exit. Accepting this statement without scrutiny allows her to avoid accountability while leaving you confused and questioning yourself. Remember, you don't deserve excuses disguised as humility. You deserve honesty, transparency, and a partner who communicates openly rather than manufacturing guilt to justify betrayal. On the surface, missing a call or forgetting to reply seems harmless. Everyone forgets sometimes, right? But when it becomes a pattern, especially in specific situations or at certain times, it's no longer an accident. It's a choice. In today's hyper-connected world, phones are almost always within reach. If she consistently ignores your messages while out with friends, working late, or busy with other activities, it signals prioritization rather than forgetfulness. Her attention is being directed elsewhere. Watch for patterns. Are her excuses vague or inconsistent? Does she return your calls with rushed answers, offering no real details about her whereabouts? Does she appear annoyed when you ask simple questions? These are subtle but telling signs of secrecy. A loyal partner values your presence and communicates consistently, even during busy times. A partner who is disloyal treats your attempts to connect as interruptions or obligations rather than opportunities to engage. The truth is simple. Ignoring you repeatedly isn't about forgetfulness, it's about choice. Pay attention to patterns rather than isolated incidents. Words may be careless, but consistent behavior rarely lies. Your instincts will notice these shifts before your mind fully registers them. Few phrases are more damaging than "you're overthinking it." On the surface, it seems like reassurance, but in reality, it's a classic form of gaslighting. Its purpose is to make you doubt your instincts, your memory, and even your sanity, all while keeping you from noticing what's really happening. Think about how it plays out. You notice something off, her tone, sudden distance, or constant attention to her phone. When you bring it up calmly, instead of receiving clarity, she dismisses your concern with, "You're imagining things," or "You're overthinking." Suddenly, your focus shifts from her behavior to questioning your own judgment. A healthy partner responds with openness and reassurance. A partner who is hiding something will redirect attention onto you, making you feel like the problem. Here's the truth. Your intuition is a survival system, not paranoia. That uneasy feeling in your chest, that subtle alert telling you something doesn't add up, listen to it. Every time you let yourself be silenced by these words, she gains more room to protect her secrets. Trust your instincts. They are not your enemy, they are your guide. When someone tells you that you're overthinking, it may be the clearest sign that you need to pay closer attention. On the surface, saying, "I've just been so busy," sounds reasonable. Everyone has responsibilities and everyone experiences busy periods. But when busyness becomes a constant excuse and replaces genuine connection with you, it's a red flag rather than a harmless statement. True obligations are consistent and transparent. If she's genuinely busy, she'll share details about her work, projects, or social activities because she wants you included in her life. But when her answers are vague, inconsistent, or hurried, it's often a way to shield herself from accountability. Watch for patterns. Are her stories unclear? Does she seem exhausted, yet her activities don't match her claimed workload? Are family obligations or social events appearing suddenly without prior mention? If her time for you shrinks while her so-called busyness grows, it's not about hours, it's about choice. A partner who values the relationship will make space even during chaos. Someone hiding a secret or diverting attention elsewhere will consistently prioritize other things over you. Remember, busyness in itself isn't a problem, but it becomes a mask when it replaces investment in the relationship. Where her time goes reveals what truly matters to her.